Don't sit too close. All right. This is Jackie with In the Key of Change. I'm here with Matt from Hundredth. We are here at Intensity Fest in Virginia. What are some benefits of playing an all-day festival like this?
It usually makes for a hectic day for bands, but there's usually a lot more people come out to these fests just because there's a ton of bands playing, so it pulls a lot more people. It's good exposure.
So what can fans expect from your set in particular?
Hopefully a lot of energy. I don't know. Maybe take a message away from it.
Even despite the heat, I'm sure they'll find a way.
Yeah, it's not that bad today, so we'll be all right.
How do you make a lasting impression on fans?
We just kind of get up there and do our thing. If it, transfers to people, then awesome.
The metal and hardcore scene really seems to have evolved from its very humble, sort of underground beginnings. Where do you think it might go next?
Who knows? Honestly, music's done crazy things lately, it seems like. So as far as like what's on the radio nowadays versus what was, even 5 years ago. So I think it's hard to say like where it would go next, even in the hardcore scene,
Maybe a little bit less EDM dance music influence?
I think it's probably going to go that direction, unfortunately, but
we need to get away from the dance music. Please, please, please. No, well, that's good. What role does social media play in Hundredth and sort of your exposure and your success?
It's a good question. I mean, I don't know. It's a good advertising tool, obviously, but I mean it can also play negative effects too. It's you'll just people saying random things here and there, or it's just it's an open spot to voice your opinion, and not just for a band but for everybody. So it can be good and bad, I guess. But I mean, it's a good spot to advertise, I guess.
Do you find yourself having to make time to post stuff online, or is it just something that sort of happens right before or after you play?
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of downtime in the van, especially when we're on tour and whatnot, so we can post things there. As far as like tour dates and stuff, we can, there's other people involved behind the scenes that can like do things like that as well, so it makes it a little bit easier. But as far as like responding to like people online and whatnot, the band usually handles all that. So yeah, it is a little bit difficult sometimes to get to everybody, but
it can't be easy, especially on the road. But maybe it's something that makes things a little less monotonous. Have you made a music video recently?
Yeah, we just released one recently. It was kind of a live montage video that we shot over in Europe. We have a new EP out called Revolt, and it was for a song called Free Mind, Open Spirit.
What are the benefits of putting out a music video when there isn't a TV channel that really is devoted to it anymore?
There's not. Legitimacy, kinda, I guess.
There's always YouTube. For now, there's YouTube. Some bands choose to do a remix of an album, some do EPs, or some do vinyl. What would your band like to do? What would you in particular like to do next?
I like doing EPs. Actually, we just did a 2-part EP, and the first part came out a few months back, and the second part is coming out hopefully at the beginning of the new year. I like doing EPs a lot more. Just I feel like when you do a full length, so many songs get lost in the mix. People only get through the first half, and you might have some good songs on the end that they get lost in the mix basically. So I think doing an EP, keep it short and sweet. A couple of like real good songs or something.
Damn you, America, and your short attention span. That's what does it. Music can often be a tool to communicate. What sort of messages do you hope to communicate to fans?
We like to, for our crowd to keep an open mind about things, and use their own mind to develop their beliefs or how they live life and whatnot, rather than just listening to this band or listening to this school teacher or this preacher or whatever. So just, keeping an open mind is one of our main focuses.
What are some causes or charities that are important to you or the band?
We like to, personally, a lot of humanitarian type causes are cool. We did a a water relief thing. We're with a company called Charity Water that does. They put clean water wells in third world countries and whatnot. So anything like that is super cool to see.
Excellent. Psych is one of the sponsors of Intensity Fest. And why might it be important to you or to your bandmates to be smoke-free?
It's a healthy choice. It's none of us are smokers, so it's always the worst thing to go in a venue filled with smoke. It's always a pet peeve, and your lungs hurt the next day and everything else. You smell weird. So
It's definitely nicer in an outdoor venue anyway, but I remember when all of the venues, you didn't have the option, smoking was allowed, and it's definitely not fun. I do recall the weird smell. There's a statistic out there that says over 38,000 Americans die from secondhand smoke. How do you feel that this affects kids in like the metal scene that like to listen to bands all the time and like to go to live shows?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Well, over 38,000 Americans die from secondhand smoke a year. And a lot of music, especially in the hardcore and metal scene, is the only chance kids get to see it is live. And not every venue is a smoke-free venue. So how do you think that young fans are really affected?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, if you can take it out of a venue, that's, one more place you don't have it. So even having like designated smoke areas is a good thing. Any little bit helps, basically.
All right. So what's up next for Hundredth?
We're just coming off of our first headliner. We're home for a little bit. We go out in the end of September. We do a run in Canada with Straight from the Path and Stick to Your Guns. And then we head over to Europe for the Never Say Die tour. So I think this is our last tour in the States for the year. We'll be over in Euroland for the rest of the time.
How do fans differ, especially hardcore fans, American versus European?
In general, it seems like the European crowd doesn't have as much to prove as the kids do here in the States. So, they're a little more receptive, I guess, a little more open-minded about things, which is cool for us because the shows end up being better sometimes, not all the time, but it's just a better vibe a lot of the time.
Very cool. Well, good luck overseas. This is Jackie with Inthekeyofchange.com. All right. Hope that was relatively